A clip that has went kind of viral. Ruslan has this clip, and it's with our guy Joby. The guy. Have you guys been watching some stuff from the guy? He's pretty solid.
I didn't finish watching that one. I want to. It was really good.
He's pretty solid. I want to. Okay. You don't ever really know why a clip goes viral, right? You don't really know. However, I have a hunch. I'm not going to give you my hunch. I'm going to let you watch this first. And then I just want to get your guys' thoughts on this, on why you feel it maybe it went viral. Okay, and then we'll discuss it. Watch this right here.
I get all the self-care talk, but man, all the 25-year-olds around here talking about self-care, it's just delusional. Can you imagine having a self-care talk with the Apostle Paul?
That's good.
If self is at the center of that,
Yeah.
it's just idolatry, bro. But if you are trying to take care of yourself so that you can pour yourself out for the sake of the gospel, let's go. That's what Paul did.
And I think self-care, a thing I think about is that, or therapy, I think there just has to be a light at the end of the tunnel.
That's it.
Right? Like, so I've gone to therapy, dealt with the thing, and then I still check in with my therapist every once in a while. We text and he's awesome. But it's not like I don't need to sit and like rehash my childhood.
We're into it.
Yeah.
Back to the Shema, so that you can love the Lord your God with all your mind.
Yes.
And
So that is huge.
Yeah. In regards to therapy, I heard a guy just recently say he needs to see his therapist not all the time, but regularly, just to keep taking the trash out. Like, you just took the trash out. Guess what? 3 days, you got to take the trash out again. You know, so in his life, some trash builds up, and he needs
a
really
release
helpful
valve.
place to take the trash out.
It's good.
Yeah, what'd you guys see? Why do you think that went viral?
I don't know. My guess is, that's a big thing people talk about. Therapy is a big thing in general, like taking care of your body, take care of your mind, like the health kick, like this whole thing of like your body and mind, like everyone's going crazy about of how to take care of yourself, longevity, and all those different aspects. So it's something everyone cares about right now. But like he's saying, it becomes, when's enough? When do you look good enough? When's your mind good enough? When do you speak well enough? Like all these different things, like you're trying to improve, and it's all about you.
Okay, why did you think it went viral? I think we're almost on the same page on this. Go ahead.
Just that idea of the slippery slope of therapy and it becoming, how did he say it?
Idolatry.
I wasn't say self-centered. Idolatry.
Yeah.
And if it's just all about me and how great I can be, or how much I need to improve, or just a constant like focus of self, rather than, he said on the flip side of that being, okay, getting myself better so that I can pour out into the lives of others. So I think that depending on, especially, no, I wouldn't say that because it probably bleeds over into the church as well. But I think that our culture is such a do you, be the best version of you,
right?
Constant focus on you. I need to get right. I need to do this for myself. You could even talk about how that's played out in marriages within the last 20 years, right? Like, I'm just not happy anymore.
Right.
It's just that constant focus of self. And so maybe he's talking about how there is a view of therapy in that way. I think that could probably ruffle feathers.
Yeah, and that's probably going to get me in a little bit of conversation. But I'm 50. That's been I was talking to on the guys on the mission trip. I was talking to Rocky and Jose about that's my new term is I'm 50. Like I'm just gonna start saying stuff, and the chips fall where they may. I've done proving what I needed to prove, and I'm ready to go on the back last 2 laps of my life and just enjoy it. And I've come to the conclusion that there's just some stuff you got to get over. You just got to settle it. I was telling them the other day, going through some situation, I said, you know what? I just settled it. I'm not going to worry about this. I'm not going to try to control this. I'm not going to let this affect me. I get to choose whether or not I want to have joy, whether or not I want to have peace. Nobody gets to rob me of my peace. The world didn't give it to me. The world can't take it away, which means you can't take it away because my peace is God-given. I choose joy because Jesus said I could choose joy. And I choose not to let things affect me. I choose to literally just move on with my life. And some people say, well, you sound kind of heartless, like you don't care. No, I do care. I care so much that I choose joy. And I choose to move on because there's certain things that are outside my control. What's in my control, I'm going to go ahead and approach it with a biblical-based worldview. And what's outside of my control, I choose to hand it over to the Lord and let the Lord deal with it because I can't fix it. I think the older I've gotten, the more I realize, well, I can't fix it. And I've learned some things. I was talking to a friend about one of their teenage children. And I said, hey, I got some advice if you like it. And if you don't want it, well, I ain't gonna waste my time. They didn't want it. So guess what I did? I just moved right along. So when they came up to complain, I said to them 3 days ago, 4 days, whatever it was, I said, you didn't want my advice. What's changed? Now, it wasn't that I was going to give my advice. I want to know what changed in them. What changed in you? Because guess what? I'm about to not tell you again, because if it ain't really changing, you're just desperate. I don't need desperate. I want somebody ready to learn. There's an old saying, truth is best discovered and not told. Truth is best discovered and not told. So I need to know, are you just desperate and you're looking for anything? Or are you ready to learn? Because if you're ready to learn, and then I'm ready to teach. And they was ready to learn. So I said, let me tell you something about water. You can't control water, but you can definitely direct it. Because you can't dam it, but you can direct it. And I said, that's how teenagers are. The more you push against, the more they're going to push against you. You got to redirect it. And so we were talking about this, but I've learned some things. I told somebody the other day, I could write a book on all of what not to do. And that's just as valuable sometimes as what to do. And so we just had a great conversation, and I'm ready to teach if people are ready to learn. That's it. And so I agree with that. And so going back to this thing, I think he got in trouble with the idolatry part, but it's true. I like what he said. You 25. You ain't, let me tell you something. If you think you felt pain before 25, wait till after 25. If you think you felt hardships before 25, wait till after 25. Wait till you get kids of your own. Wait till you get fired from your first job. Wait till you get a cancer diagnosis. It's incurable. Wait till your best friend dies unexpectedly. I can give you a lot of life. School's in session, and life is a great teacher. It's just who's going to be your mentor and your coach through that life lessons. Like, you thought you had trauma before. You ain't seen trauma yet. And I've realized there's some people who lived a hard life already. Well, it's going to get harder. So my thing is, you got to have a sense of resolve. You got to have a sense of thick skin. You got to have a sense of determination. And you just got to be, I told Matt this, I said, you got to have a little bit of grit, and you got to get grindy and grimy. That's it. Were you really adequately prepared for life and everything life has had to offer you? Will you feel like you was adequately prepared?
No.
Nobody is. I mean, we talk about it all the time, and that's my little homie, JoJo, my little homie. But nobody can prepare you for the third kid because they're all three different personalities. Yeah, I swear sometimes the first one.
You can't direct. You just gotta redirect water.
You gotta redirect the water.
We got 2 water boys.
You just put them in a room with a whole bunch of soft pads in the room. Just let them run wild. But my point is, we can't even get it right with kids because they don't come with manuals. That's all I'm saying. Nobody can really prepare you, right? Nobody can prepare you for the things that life throws at you. And so we all kind of learn it on the fly, but those who make it are those who self-regulate, self-adjust, learn on the fly. Your favorite saying of all time, they learn how to play it by ear. We just have to go with it.
Well, you got to move on.
And there's the secret. People who have been successful and who have made the most out of life, you know what they're really good at? Moving on.
And I think that is a dance. You know,
absolutely.
Moving on and pretending like nothing in your life before ever happened. You know, that's not the answer.
No, and a good therapist, can we be honest? A good therapist is going to give you the tools you need to, guess what? Move on.
Yeah. You know, you got to deal with it. But he said it. He goes, I don't need to rehash my whole childhood. Yeah, but there are some things that you do need to work through. But you work through them and then you move on.
And I'll case in point to that. Talking to somebody the other day, going through a rough patch. And I said, bro, you're acting like a teenager. Did something happen in your teenage years that has stunted your growth? This is the best way I can put it. There are certain areas of your life, okay? So how you handle finances, how you handle opposite sex relationships, how you handle same-sex relationships, like peer-to-peer relationships, how you handle your sexual identity, okay? Certain areas of life can be stunted while you're doing great in other areas. Like, you could be a phenomenal worker, highly gifted at what you do, and highly talented at what you do, can make lots of money, but yet you can't get your relationships under control because emotionally, when it comes to peer-to-peer relationships, you're still 12. But yeah, you're a great welder, you're a great builder, whatever, but that's why you can't keep a crew, because you treat everybody like you're still 12 in junior high and you want to fight them. We got to go back and fix that. We got to give you better tools. Does that make sense? So I agree with what you're saying too, but a good therapist is going to help you to resolve that, move forward, and give you tools to go forward faster. That's where I'm going at. And he's right. You don't got to rehash everything, because here's what I've learned at 50. there are some things you won't get answers for and you'll never be able to reconcile.
Yeah.
You just won't. You just won't. It's just life. You just learn to move forward and go, hey, it is what it is, and I got to move on. I got to make the best of what I got. So anyway, I thought that was a great clip. I thought they did a great job. I love how they both admitted to having even therapists, but here's what my therapist did for me, and here's how I'm able to move on, and I'm ready to do something with my life. I don't know. I just think too many people are stuck in the rut. That's just my personal opinion. I think it's time to break. Matter of fact, I'll be talking about that at Kairos too, getting unstuck. So, and just ready to move forward and all that God has for me, because God does have more. And if the Bible teaches us anything, life hurts, God heals, and God's got a purpose for the pain and a plan for it as well. And we see guys go on in the Bible that have great success. So anyway, thought on that?
Yeah, no, I think it's going to keep getting bigger and bigger. Just because, man, if you see so much online and people I've been taught to just about physical health and mental health, like it's just a big industry. You can spend all your time on YouTube, just, social media, just like constantly being bombarded with different things, different podcasts that just talk about self-care, how you get your mind right, how you get your body right. You get all the time how you eat, how do you dress, go to the gym, everything's just about you, and you can be consumed with it. You spend more time worrying about your health and all that stuff than you do reading your Bible, going to church, all those things. So we have to be careful. I think it's going to only increase what we see online.
Yeah, and if I can, thank you for saying that. You guys know I'm a big proponent of all three. I think I told everybody I started in my 30s with my spiritual health, and I decided that I was going to get my spiritual disciplines down. Took it to my 40s, and I said I'm going to get my emotional health down. And then entering out of my 40s into my 50s, I'm going to get my physical health. I started in that. Can I just say, I'm not saying that's what you do, okay? Because everybody sometimes like, well, that's Anthony Saunders. I'm not. That's where I decided I needed to start. I did it in that order intentionally. I felt like if I got my physical and emotional health in check, but not my spiritual health, then I'd be out of balance. I felt like I start with the spiritual, and if I get spiritually disciplined, the rest will fall into place. And it did. It really did. So I just, can you follow that recipe? Absolutely, you can follow that recipe, but I'm not saying you have to do it, thus saith the Lord. I'm saying that's what I decided, and I recommend all the guys do it. Matter of fact, the guys that I coach and I train, I give them the same recipe. Let's get your spiritual health on point, daily devos, disciplines, fasting, praying, all the nine. Let's get your emotional health on point, right? Because you'll be raising kids, families, and now let's get your physical health. So anyway, that's just me.